On this episode of Mainly Games, we give a report on the Gamers of the Gulf Coast retreat, as well as reviewing Everdell, The Thing, Infection at Outpost 31, Flip Ships, Quacks of Quedlinberg, and then we go off the press and take a look at Super Mega Lucky Box and Kardashev Scale. So, let's get started. Welcome to Mainly Games. I'm Joey.
And I'm Alex.
And we're back with another podcast.
We are. I'm not that you would know this, but we're recording a little later in the day than we normally do. So, we'll see how that goes.
It was one of those things that we were going to, we kept wanting to record.
Yes.
And then it kept getting pushed later and later to where when today happened, we kind of thought about pushing it off until tomorrow.
We did.
But then, and we actually decided to push it off till tomorrow.
It was official. We were going to do this tomorrow.
But we ate dinner. And we got kind of our second wind. And we
had some coffee. Always helps.
We thought, all right, let's go ahead and let's run it back. Let's do it.
I should say it's so late that we're recording that Juliet's asleep on the beanbag next to us.
Yes. So if it stops abruptly and we come back, you will know why.
That'll do it.
Yes. She's right over there.
I know. Yes.
All right. So, you know what? Normally we talk about what shows and things we've been watching, entertainment-wise. Yeah. And I looked through entertainment news, and not a lot of really fun stuff's happening out there.
No.
But
I did see Encanto got nominated for an Oscar.
Really?
Yeah, 3 Disney movies did.
Maybe we should watch that. Mm-hmm. What were the other Disney movies?
Luca and was it Raya, the Lost Dragon?
Was that this year?
That came out 2021, right?
I have no idea.
I think it was Raya.
I'm not a child.
Raya? I know.
Huh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. No, I think, they got nominated all for, Best Animation. So 3 Disney movies are going against each other.
Now,
I don't know how that works.
It's finally looking like movies are going to come back.
Yes,
because
thank goodness.
In February,
so now we can see Top Gun.
Oh, that's gonna be the summer if it comes out
maybe.
at all.
It might be 2026.
There's a couple movies I do want to see. I want to see that "Marry Me" with Jennifer Lopez.
Me too. That comes out today, right? Or tomorrow?
Yeah. With Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson.
Yes, that looks cute.
And don't judge me for wanting to watch a Jennifer Lopez movie.
I know, rom-com
watch
right
a trailer.
there.
It actually looks good. Yeah. I actually had a buddy over who I didn't really start with the whole Jennifer Lopez movie. Yes. And I'm like, watch this trailer. See if you like it. And it starts, of course, with her singing. And he looks at me like, is this a joke? And I'm like, no, watch it. It looks good. So anyway, it looks good.
Yep. You saw the trailer first and emailed me and said, hey, we should go see this movie.
Yeah, and you judged me right away.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And then Blacklight, a Blacklight movie, but that's pretty much it's... what's his name? Liam Neeson being Liam Neeson.
Blacklight?
I haven't even seen the trailer for it, but I saw the picture, and it's Liam Neeson.
Okay, so it's an action. Okay, good.
And then another one with Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot or whatever.
Oh my goodness, yes, I really want to see
Death
that.
on the Nile.
Yes, I really want to see that.
Based on an Agatha Christie novel.
I do. And we saw the first one in that series, right?
Murder on the Orient Express.
We saw that, right?
Yes.
I believe so. That was a great movie.
What we have not done is play the game Suspects, which is an Agatha Christie style.
I know. What is wrong with us?
We need to do that.
We do need to do that. We need to do that and then see the movie. Do a day of it.
Yes, we do. That would not be a bad idea.
A Valentine's Day's coming up, and we have a great Valentine's Day plans.
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone wants to hear about what we're going to do on Valentine's Day.
So you finally did the math if that was Valentine's Day,
I did. I knew it before I made the plans. But
Yes.
Yeah,
we actually decided she wanted to do our solo games, do Box 1 and Final Girl.
Yes.
She would do Box 1, I do Final Girl. I think we mentioned that before. Haven't done it yet.
No.
And we're doing it Monday.
Yeah, we found a sitter and everything.
Yes. And we're probably going to live stream it, by the way.
Yes.
And we're going to live stream our play of Final Girl, not Box 1, of course, because that's some secrets in there.
People will hate us.
But then I realized how really sad that is, that we are going to be streaming 2 solo games on Valentine's Day. And we're married, by the way.
I will be in 2 different rooms doing this, too.
I know. I just want to play in the background that all by myself.
I know.
Just the whole time. I'm thinking, that was not well thought out.
We didn't really think that through.
So we are probably going to be streaming... It's pretty funny. So we're going to try to stream those back to back. We're going to try to stream myself playing Final Girl and then Alex be playing Final Girl.
Yep.
So really tune in for both of them. Mine, if you want to watch, how to play Final Girl, and 2, if you want to watch Alex.
No, how to play. No, not have a clue on Final Girl.
I'm pretty excited about this.
Yes.
So
I'm going to have to do some research on Final Girl before I play that by myself. That's not.
Are we actually doing a dinner together that night, though?
I thought about it.
Yeah, I don't think we will. All right.
See how long playing Box 1 and Final Girl will take us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We might be those people that do Valentine's Day on Tuesday.
Yeah, speaking of which, I really laughed the other day. Okay, we had our game night. We ended up playing Super Mega Lucky Box, which we're actually reviewing coming up. And the number was 8 that came up. And I looked at my wife, and we had 2 other gamers over. I go, honey, you're an 8.
Yes, so romantic.
Guy next to me, Jacob, looks at me, tilts his head like, what did you just do? it's like, why are we going to be in the middle of this fight right now?
I know, they just wanted to get out of here.
And she's like, thank you. And Adam's like, wow. He just keeps looking straight down at his board. It's like, it was, I don't know. I was pretty proud of that one.
That was a good one.
Oh,
yeah.
So, okay, people have been emailing. I guess, apparently, what we have to do is we have to insult board games to get people to email in.
Evidently.
We have heard a lot from you.
Oh, my goodness.
And first of all, Cthulhu, I guess I always thought his followers were in literature.
No,
they're not.
No.
They're alive in the game world.
They are, correct.
So when you say you don't like Cthulhu, I mean, that's pretty brutal.
You're like insulting like half the world.
Yeah, it's madness is what it is.
It's crazy.
You see
that? I did.
Yeah.
I like how you did that.
So
that was good.
It was pretty funny. It kind of reminds me of Conan O'Brien had a thing where he said some sort of insult against, I think it was Serbia or something, right?
Yeah.
And somebody emailed in and said, they live in Serbia, and they didn't appreciate what he said.
Yeah.
To which he then says, he goes, I did not know we were on in Serbia.
Yes, I remember
so
this.
then he says, alphabetically, I'm going to insult every country in the world. Uh-huh. So email me back.
Yeah.
And let me know.
Let's find out where we're viewed.
It was pretty funny. But that's what I felt like. It's like, wow. But some emails have been really good.
Yep.
And one person said, like, Sentinels was one of mine. Mm-hmm. And they did.
No, I said Sentinels too.
Did you?
Yeah.
They did. Oh, maybe it was you that said
Yeah.
Sentinels. And it was the fact that I guess the definitive edition fixes a lot of those problems or kind of updates it a bit. So before we judge it, we should take a look at that.
Because we even had it in our pile to sell. Like after we did the last podcast, we rated our shelves, and that was in the we're going to sell this pile.
Yes. And how did that go, by the way?
Yeah, we didn't sell anything.
Yeah, no, we didn't take any of them to this to the retreat, and
which we'll talk about in a few moments too.
Coming back with 20 games, but so Sentinels. And another one is this is interesting. They said, you know what? Alex says she's not good at bluffing, but apparently she's extremely good at bluffing online. If she has been acting like she likes these games for the last 2 years, and I thought that is a great point. So I think you should give Werewolf another chance and just act like it's Santorini. I think that's exactly what you should do.
I told Tori when I saw her on Saturday that I did like Werewolf, and it was like I hurt her heart. Like,
I know.
What? You don't like Werewolf?
I don't think you know that. I mean, it's just
I know.
Have you ever played? Oh, you have played Werewolf. You played one night. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. If you don't like social deduction, then you probably should not play an entire game of Werewolf because that would be painful for you.
Yeah, it would be. I just don't like lying.
Yes, but I need friends that I can play Werewolf with now.
So if you want to play Werewolf, email us. Let us know.
Maybe on Valentine's Day, I'm going to play a solo game, and then I'm going to go find some people to play Werewolf with.
It's a great idea.
That is. I'm going to have a good Valentine's Day.
All by myself.
And now my wife is a 7. So we
need to just stop this podcast here before it goes to
just got downgraded. Wow. Okay. So, all right. So anyway, okay. So one series we've been watching.
Waxing?
I said waxing because I'm trying to think about how to pronounce this.
Yes.
And I'm just going through. It's a Legend of Vox Machina.
Yes.
And I kept thinking, say Vox. So I
it was
ended
Machina.
Up saying, I don't know. Legend of Vox. Anyway, for you that don't know, it's the show on Amazon Prime.
Yep.
And it's by Matt Mercer and Critical Role.
Yep.
And it's kind of based on their season 1 campaign of Critical Role.
Yep.
And it's just pretty much D&D animated. And when I heard that, I thought it would be like a Harmon Quest style thing where people talk and they're playing the game as the animations go.
Yes.
And Harmon Quest is good, but this is actually, it's kind of like they took the entire campaign and they rewrote it as a series.
Yeah, like a script.
Like a script.
Yes, definitely.
And they have really, yeah, really, I was going to say really famous actors, but actors like Felicia Day and David Tennant, people like
And I was
that.
going to say the girl from Encanto, the main girl, she's in it. She's also
Is she?
in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's probably how most people know her.
What?
Yes.
The girl from Encanto was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yes, it's Diaz.
I did not know she was in Encanto.
What?
I did not know that.
Where were we? Misty and I had a whole conversation about it the other day.
I don't listen to you guys.
Okay.
But okay.
You were right there, and you went, what? Because she's also in Modern Family as Gloria's sister.
I do remember saying what to that part.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
when we had this whole
That was
conversation.
what my what was directed to.
Okay,
So,
I understand. Not
I didn't
about
say
the
what a
Encanto.
lot.
Okay.
But anyway, okay,
yes.
so back to
Anyway.
the Legend of Vox Machina, whatever. We're only like 2 episodes in, so I
Yeah.
don't really judge it so far. I love it.
Me too. Me too.
I can't. They do drop a lot of F-bombs.
They do, and there's a lot of nudity.
There's a lot of elf nudity or something. It's
Yes.
like it's animated. Of
I should
course.
say elf. Yeah, elf.
Yeah,
nudity.
it's but
Yes.
I wish they would have dropped so many F-bombs and stuff because I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind watching that with Juliet and getting her excited about D&D.
Yeah.
But
No,
it's
you can't.
No,
She can't watch
but
this.
that being said, it's really good. I like where they're going, and it's got a nice little. People say it has an anime feel. I'm not I haven't watched a lot of anime, but I can see that. It's
Yeah.
really. I like it.
Me too.
You know?
I really like it. They've
Yeah.
done a great job. And it's interesting. You've read more about this series than I have. So it's interesting that little things would come up and you're like, oh, that's when they failed a perception check.
Yes.
Or that she got a really good high, or,
They got like a
something
nat
else.
20s, how they get
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah,
and it's
something.
very interesting to see that.
Yeah.
So give it a chance. Now know that it is crude humor going in.
Yes.
And
correct.
it's so.
When you first told me about this, I was like, Julie's heard swearing before. And then we listened to the first 5 minutes. I was like, oh, she could never watch this.
Yeah, I really
So,
underplayed the.
there is a lot.
How crude it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
But anyway, so that's the Legend of Vox Machina, and I think they release every Friday in February.
Yep.
So that's
You should
really
watch
good.
it.
Now, speaking of other series we have not watched, I still have not watched Boba Fett.
Nope. It
And
ended, right?
It did. I think it did, or it does this week. But the big surprise got ruined for me at our meeting on Friday night before game day. Did I tell you this?
No.
So we're at Gamers of the Gulf Coast. So we were had a group of us before the retreat.
Yeah.
We were meeting and before we did the tables and all that.
Yep.
And Jeff, a guy next to me, everybody else was talking about it. Everybody else knew that I had not seen it, right? So they're avoiding certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff, the guy sitting next to me, just pops off with one of these probably biggest spoilers.
Really?
You know, and I think because he was looking at his phone the whole time, so he did not know where the conversation was going. And it was just a silence hit the table. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, you didn't see it? He goes, oh, that's a big part of it. And it's kind of like if someone would have said they're dead the whole time when you ran Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think
I would like you to tell me, but I don't want you to ruin it for me.
yeah, I think there's more to it than this. There's another
I'm
reason
hoping.
to watch Boba
Okay.
Fett. But I have read some reviews saying, I thought Boba Fett would be in Boba Fett a bit more.
I did read that too. I've
Yeah.
seen that headline a lot.
So
Yeah.
So anyway, that's something that we have watched. We're going to watch. We need to watch that.
We've been watching Lost in Space.
Still.
Still.
That's been
I
the
know.
last 3
That's-
weeks. We've been trying to
yes,
slowly make our way through that.
Slowly make our way through that.
So, all right. So we're going to talk about the Gamers of the Gulf Coast retreat that we had.
Yeah, this last Saturday.
It was really, really good.
amazing.
Yes. And
it was amazing.
yeah, and it was one of those. It was perfect because when we planned it, and for you that have gamers in your area, we have a small gamer group, and that's true, but it's also not true because we have different small gamer groups. But if you counted everybody, there would be a lot there.
Yes, definitely.
So a lot of people showed up for this.
I realize that there are a lot of people that play games and they always play at people's houses. So there's a limit to how many people you can have at your house.
Right.
So you combine all these like house loads of people everywhere, and now they're in one room playing games the whole day, and it was great.
Exactly.
It was great. There was one lovely lady who had traveled a couple of hours to be here. She heard about it, and she made the trek down here, which was awesome.
There were a couple people there from 2 hours away.
Yeah,
they'd
that was
come
really
over.
good.
So I think it's going to grow organically. We're not really
think
going
so.
to promote it really heavily. And what we did do is we are having no agenda.
No.
Some people wanted to do booths and all this. We said we're not
No.
going to do anything. We're just going to play games.
It's like you have to
And-
look at it like an open gaming day.
Yeah, it's kind of like if
Yes.
our house was big enough to have you all over to play games. That's what it was.
That's exactly.
There
That's a
was-
great description of it. Yes, it's just
There was no
playing
registration.
games. No?
There's no fee, no anything, and it was just it was fantastic. And
It was
I played
awesome.
so many games.
Me too, and I was there for half the time you were.
Yeah, I mean it was
Yeah,
it
it
was
was awesome.
crazy how many games I played.
Yes.
and I'm going to list some of the games that you and I both have played here.
Okay.
There we played Kardashev Scale, which you're going to review today,
I
right?
am, yes.
And that is an unreleased game.
No.
It's going to come out in a month or two, right?
Yes, very soon.
All right, Rolling Realms,
Yes.
Whirling Witchcraft, a couple
Yes.
times, Bradlands,
Yes.
Catapult Kingdoms, Marrakesh, The Thing, Infection at Outpost 31, Sorcerer City, 10, Carcassonne. We played so,
Everdell.
and there are more than that.
Did you say Everdell?
Oh, and Everdell.
Yep.
I put Everdell on that.
I
Yeah,
also
and Everdell.
played The Hunger too.
Yep, and The Hunger. Now, Carcassonne was one of those I played because it's one of those that I guess it's embarrassing if you say you haven't played Carcassonne because everybody's played Carcassonne.
I haven't played it.
I know. And so I finally decided to play it, and well, I can say now I played Carcassonne.
Okay.
And it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was good.
Would you play it again?
I probably would.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nice.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say it was dated because I think it still works. I wouldn't mind playing it again now that I know. It's one of those that you kind of need to know a strategy going in because halfway through I'd realized that I don't really know what I'm doing.
And then you had to change your strategy.
Right.
Yeah.
I lost really, really, really badly. Yeah, so that was.
And you had
pretty
played
brutal.
with people who had played several times beforehand, right?
Right.
Then that'll
Right.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's.
Yeah.
Now, one thing we did do, like I said, we did not bring the games to sell, but we ended up buying quite a few games.
We bought a
And
lot.
What the biggest thing is, I actually bought one that was I was on Favorite Game Friday, the Dice Tower thing, and my big Grail game was Camp Grizzly.
Yes.
And I bought Camp Grizzly
Woohoo!
there. So I am going to play that. And it may not live up to these expectations I have, but I am so excited. Now, what did worry me is I bought it from a guy named Gil. Great guy, right? He's actually coming over to play, I don't know.
The
something-
Battlestar.
Yes, yeah, this weekend. But he says, now, if you don't like it, I'll buy it back from you. So I'm like, okay, that does not make me really hopeful about how the game is. But I'm really excited about Camp Grizzly.
Okay.
So-
we also played it. We also bought a game that you'd already had in your collection. Surprise.
Yeah, we bought Atlantis Rising again. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. We did that, and then Alter Quest.
Oops. Yes, that was a good buy.
I did not end up buying Alter Quest on at Kickstarter.
Yeah.
However, I saw it there, and it was painted.
Woohoo.
Same price. It was already painted, so it was.
You have to get it.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to try Alter Quest. I hear it's kind of like a upgraded Hero Quest, but like a downgraded modern dungeon and crawl. Not downgraded, like a simpler,
Okay, yeah.
simplified dungeon and crawl.
Sold.
So anyway.
And I got a few Egypt games. I got one Nefertiti,
Yep.
and I got Archaeology.
I'm glad you said that because every time I say that word,
Nefertiti.
yeah, it doesn't sound bad when you say it,
Okay.
but when I say it, it does not sound good at all.
Yes.
So, and then you also got the Archaeologist.
I did. I got
And-
Archaeologist. Yes, that's
Yep.
the one I got. Yeah, great.
We got
yeah.
Takedo and different ones like that. So we did pretty good.
And you also got some more
Tiny Epics. Yes. Yeah. So I got Tiny Epic Defenders.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly, completing my Tiny Epic
Yep.
collection.
Slowly.
So, okay. So then anyway, that is Games of the Gulf Coast. We're going to do another one in May.
I know,
May
it's
the
gonna be
7th.
great.
So anybody that wants to come down, go to that. You're going to love it. It's just a game retreat.
And it's the same
completely
time,
free.
10 a.m. to midnight.
10 a.m. to midnight,
And
yep.
what's going to be great too is that there's going to be a room where everyone's going to be selling games. So rather than just people selling games
Yes.
anywhere, there'll be like a dedicated spot for that.
Yep, it'll be right in the main hall.
Yeah, that's gonna be
And,
great.
Yeah, there are gonna be pictures on. You can check out gamersofthegulfcoast.com, goes to Facebook, and you're gonna see pictures and all that fun stuff from that.
Yep.
So now let us actually review some games.
Whoa.
Yes. Now
What
we
are
have
we? A
quite-
board game podcast?
I know.
Surprising.
Now we have quite a few that are off the shelf. Now these are some that I know a lot of you have played.
Yes.
Because they are pretty popular games, but we have
Yes.
finally had them hit the table. Mm-hmm. So we're going to give you our thoughts on them and what we think and
Yes.
see if you're right or wrong. So, all right. So let's go to the first one you played that you were really excited to have hit the table.
I was super excited, and this one I played on Saturday. It was Everdell, and this is a great game. I love the worker placement and the set collection. I love how they combined those two things. I was going to kind of explain how to play it, but I realized at this point probably most people know how to play this game. But pretty much you're getting resources through your workers to buy cards, and your cards let you do stuff to buy more cards. That's essentially it. And then there are seasons with the tree that'll let you get more workers and activate different cards. That is essentially how you did it. I explained it very quickly, and I could go into a lot more detail about everything. But I realized most people out there are not like us and hiding under a big stack of board games. So they've all heard about this and played it.
Now, okay, so I have not played this
No.
yet. The tree in it is functional or it is not? Do you use the tree at all?
You use the tree, but the tree is like it's not like a board game mechanic. It's used to like display cards.
Okay, all right.
Does that make sense?
Yep, it does.
Yes. So
You have to build this tree every time?
I believe you do. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like Camel Up where
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
pop-up
no.
book.
Just pop up. No, no. Yeah, you have to build the tree every
Okay.
time.
All right, I'm looking at it now. I want to play this one. And
Yeah.
it's one of those that, did you play it with any expansions
No,
at all?
I was going to make a note of that. Just played the base game.
Okay.
Which I kind of liked because one of the things I did ask about it was, are there expansions? They said, no, there are no expansions. This is just the base game. They said if you have the expansions, you don't want to play with all of them at one time. You want to play with like one at a time
Right.
kind of thing. Otherwise, it makes the game just too clunky.
Yep.
So I was kind of thinking this is a game I would like to add to our collection, but I would probably just add the base game. And
Okay.
then, if we're at Gen Con and we see the expansions for a great kind of deal or something, that would be maybe the time when we would get it. But right now I would just look at getting just the base game because you can still have a great experience with just the base game.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. I was going to say I liked the many layers to this game. So I liked how the first round I think you're only placing 2 or 3 workers. I think it's 2 workers the first time.
Okay.
So the first round, which I think is spring, goes by very quickly because you got to place your 2 workers that let you get resources and buy cards. Now, when you buy cards, some of those cards activate as soon as you buy it and put it in your display, and that then lets you get more resources. And you can only activate them when you buy it or if there is a card that lets you activate one of those symbols. And there's also a lot of set collecting coming too, because if you get 3 of the green cards, which I know they have a special name, but I don't remember what it is, then, you can activate one of the green cards or something like that. So there's a little bit of set collecting happening in this too, which I really like about that. And I feel like the cards were really good at helping things move along too.
It seemed like a fairly
Yeah.
short game, which I think I would like that.
Yeah, it was very short. I felt like it took a little bit longer just because there was so much happening on Saturday.
Right.
And we were playing this at about like 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
So things were starting to wind down. So, it might have taken a little bit longer than it should have. But great game. Great game.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I do want to try this. The 40 to 80 minutes, I like that right there.
Yeah.
That's a great kind of middle of the road game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Not really too short. So,
No.
okay, yeah, we'll have to take a look. I do want to play this eventually. It's one of those I know is going to hit the table.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can
And-
see this hitting the table. And I can see this and Wingspan when we get Wingspan eventually. They would both be popular games. We would be like, hey, you want to play this? Sure. Because, they're great games. They've got many layers to it, so they can be heavier if you want them to, but also yet they can be pretty straightforward and basic.
Yeah, and this one I've had a couple of opportunities to play, but I haven't actually made
No.
it to a table with this on it yet. So,
No.
okay, this
Yeah.
is good. I am going to look at
Yeah.
this then. Everdell is one that I will probably have to play because
You will.
it's going to get me.
It might be one of your many board game shopping carts already, so.
Yeah, it probably
Spoiler.
will. Yeah, keeps getting shoved in my shopping cart. Okay.
He does this thing where he will take things out of a shopping cart, like our Game Nerds order. He'll take it out, and then I'll see that he's taken it out, and then I'll put it right back in there.
Every time
Yeah,
she does that.
yeah, I do.
It's-
I do that all the time.
It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to review one right now.
Okay.
This is one that I've been trying to get to the table forever. It's been
Okay.
on my shelf of shame.
Yes.
And I have several friends. Ryan has it, Ryan Patricia, and he's got it. His is painted.
Yep.
And we've been trying to play this. Every time he comes over for a game night,
Yeah.
I always tell him to bring this game.
Uh-huh.
And we never get a
No.
chance to play it.
It's been months.
It's been months.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's infection at Outpost 32. So, I'm sorry, 31.
Yeah.
But anyway, so every time we haven't played it. So at the end of the night, towards the end of the night, around maybe 9, maybe like 8 or 9 o'clock on the game day,
Yeah.
we had the full complement of players. I think we had 7. So I don't know if I played 7. I think it plays 8, but I think we played with 7 or 8. Anyway, so we played it at the end, and it took probably about hour and a half. And I've got to say, this was one of my favorite gaming experiences ever. It was simply incredible.
The story of you telling me this afterwards, you did it like a play-by-play kind of
Oh.
story. Oh my goodness, this was the best story ever.
Oh, and it's just, it's insane. I mean, it starts off, the whole thing is, it's, I don't know, so much is going on in this game. So it's kind of like it's a hidden role game at first, and one person is the thing and the rest are humans. And it happens in 3 phases. So the first one, everyone's human, and then one person's the thing. And so everyone looks at a card, puts it down, and you have to figure out as you go through who you can trust, who you cannot trust. And one of the guys, Kyle, he looks at his card and immediately he says, how many things are there? And that's a very suspicious thing to say after you look at yours. So immediately everybody just said, you're the thing. So, I mean, we were just confident he was the thing.
Yeah.
And throughout the game, we ended up tying him to a chair. And he went on one mission, and then when you go on a mission, say you have 5 people going on a mission.
Yeah.
And you've got to say, a captain will choose, say, I need a knife. Everyone's got cards in their hands. And they say, who has a knife? And people raise their hands. So you grab people with the knives. And you have to grab everybody else, too. And then if you have 2 knives in there, you're good. Mm-hmm. Or if you have a sabotage card, one of those 5 people put it in. So the one time Kyle goes on a mission with 5 other people, there was a sabotage card.
Oh, no.
So we just knew he was it. So
yeah.
the entire game, he was not put on any teams. He was tied up before his time to be captain. He was tied up with a rope twice. And he's like, this is crazy. So everyone just knew he was one of the things. And every phase, as you beat the thing, the second phase, you get cards again. And if you have a thing card and you already are the thing, you're still the thing. Nothing changes. But if you then get a thing card and you're a human, you then hand the human card in, and you're the thing again. So there'll be 2 things. And then the third round happens again. There are 3 things. So there could just be 1, but odds are there's going to be more than one thing towards the end. So it just kept getting better and better. The whole time, Kyle was the only one everyone knew was the thing. And it all ends. And this has a very, we did not play this at Gen Con because I heard the success rate was so low.
Yeah.
It's like it's very rare for the humans to win because at the end, one captain has to choose who to go on there, and you have to choose all the humans to get on the helicopter and leave all the things off.
Yeah.
And if the things play their cards right, no one's going to know. And at the end, I'm telling you, the suspense when you finally kick people off. And I had one girl, Patricia, I had her on there, and I just kicked her husband Ryan off, who owns the game. And I just thought, to start it off, you get to do a blood test. We got to do 2 blood tests.
Yeah.
And I grabbed a guy, Sean's, and I looked at it, and he was the thing. I did not suspect it. I was just grabbing random people. I thought, wow, I did not suspect him. So I thought, let me just grab Kyle. Poor guy's been sitting there an hour and a half, done nothing the entire game, except for plead his case, say he's being framed. I looked, sure enough, he was human. So I'm like, man. So I started to put people on the helicopter, and I put him on. People in the helicopter complained that I'm going to kill them all. And then I had Patricia on, and her husband was off. And at the last second, I kicked her off of the helicopter.
Yeah.
Just because I thought, got to kick. I got to. I felt bad. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like if I kick a human off, I'll win, but sacrifice somebody.
Yeah.
But kicked her off. It ends up all 3 of the people that were off the helicopter were the thing, and the people on were human. And it was the one time, I mean, they won. We won the game.
It was a moment. I was taking photos earlier in the night, and I wish I had known they were about to finish the game, and I could have got that moment of just rejoice.
Oh.
It was one of those moments. I remember seeing you guys going, I should have got a photo of that. It was such a great moment, even though I had no idea what was going on. It was a great game moment
and
see.
It was wonderful because people would run over and go, did you guys win? Did you guys actually win?
Yes,
and it was just
people stopped doing what they're doing to rush over to you guys.
It was really, I mean, it was a great moment.
Yeah.
So that right there, I'm excited to play it again.
Yep.
And we were talking later, and we're like, you know what? The rest of the plays probably will never live up to that.
You were
one.
never going to have a great time that. No.
It was a perfect atmosphere. And playing a game at a con is always so good anyway. It's that energy you get from a retreat. Everyone's excited.
Yeah.
You're jazzed all day.
You're all in the same mindset of wanting to play board games.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. And it's just, and so it was it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to have that hit the table again. But I do think you're going to need the full complement of players to play that.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math while you were talking, but then I love listening to the story, so I stopped. I think you had 8.
I think we did too.
I feel like you had 8.
I think we did. And it
so,
was,
but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
So
and
I
it
do,
was-
yeah.
it was pretty
and you
funny.
played with the right people too.
Oh, it was pretty funny because I didn't put Kyle on right away, the helicopter. I put a couple guys. I put Sterling on and then Jeremy. And then I pointed to Kyle, to which Jeremy go, "What? Why would you put him on?" And it was so funny to convince
Yes.
people he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
So it was, I mean, again, if you guys get a chance to play this, I don't know if I say at a con, but with your group of friends. And it's
Yeah.
not that heavy of a game.
No.
I don't know, what does it say? It says a weight of 2.3. So it's below Everdell.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, I don't know what, the weight isn't that accurate, but on this, I think it is. It's a very
Yeah.
simple game, but it's that good.
I don't like social deductions games. As you know, I don't like to lie and bluff and all
Everyone
that.
knows
Yes,
that now.
everyone. Surprise. But Patricia afterwards was saying, you know what? She was saying, you could play this game. She was like, you could do it. You could do this game.
You could.
So I think, maybe next Gamers of the Gulf Coast, we need to give this a try.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is one that you definitely have to play.
Yeah, I really do want to play it. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, and it's one
Yeah.
of those, I never understood why people talked about how great it was, and now I know.
Yeah,
It's
I still think
that
it's going to
good.
be a great gaming experience, even if the things win, because I think that's kind of part of the tension of it.
I think so too. I might
Yeah.
try to solo this. I'm just kidding. Just
I was
kidding.
going to say you
So-
should do it. Have fun.
Okay, so that's highly recommended. The Thing
Absolutely, yeah.
Infection at Outpost 31.
I liked also. I was going to say we had finished cleaning up after it's almost 1 a.m. and we were in the parking lot of the church talking about the thing.
Yes.
That was a great moment too. I think that was the game of the retreat.
And the next morning we were late for church
Yes.
because I was giving you the play-by-play.
The play-by-play.
And I'm like,
Correct.
she's like, "What happened?" I'm like, I can't just tell you what happened. I've got to give you the
It was a
play-by-play."
play-by-play. It was awesome. It took like 30 minutes. It was great.
And that's what board games are.
Yes.
Board games are experiences.
Oh, absolutely.
And this gives you that in droves. So it's one of those experiences that you get to talk about, and even if you lose, I'm sure people that lose have that experience too.
Yeah.
Of grabbing the wrong person at the last moment. They're like, oh, they're so close.
yeah.
But it
still makes a great experience.
it's a great storytelling experience,
Yep.
and it's fantastic. I can't recommend
Yeah.
it strongly enough.
I agree. Yeah, that's a good way.
So so now we're going to do another one that this is kind of the opposite spectrum. We're going to look at flip ships.
Flip ships.
This is one that I heard about a while back.
Yep.
And I was pretty excited to have hit to the table. And
Yep.
we mentioned someone in our gaming group had it, so I asked them
Yep.
to bring it. And the whole idea of it's a dexterity game. And you've got these little discs that have your ships on them. And then you're going to set them on the edge of the table, or there's like a little pillar
Yep.
that you can flip them off with your finger or your thumb.
Yep.
And you flip, and if they land on you've got in front of the mothership, which is like a box
Yep.
that you can flip
Yep.
into. And then in front of that are some different ships that are going
Cards
to
laid on the table.
that are going to attack you.
Yep.
And as they move closer, if they hit the end of the table, you take damage.
Yep.
So you have to flip your ship, which is where the name comes from. We now have a title.
Hey.
And you flip, and if they land on that ship, it's like I'm a poet. So if it lands on the ship, then you remove them. And so you just keep doing that. It's a dexterity game. It's fun. So we did that, and then of course you flip them in the mothership. Then the mothership takes
Yep.
a hit.
And you win the game if you destroy the mothership. Yeah.
before you die.
Before
these-
they damage you.
Right. And every
completely.
ship will has different abilities. Some will protect the ships next to it. Some will come down faster. Some will come down slower. But
Like
it's,
the cards, you mean?
right,
Yeah.
the cards. So it's really, really good.
Yeah.
And I really liked this game. And I will say the big thing is too with this, we played it wrong.
Oh my goodness, we played it majorly wrong the first time.
Yes, because
Yes.
we gave the mothership 20 points.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to have 4.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows. Because
Yeah.
we got whooped. And I'm like, now I know why we only have I mean,
Yes.
we took like 3 hits, and we're like, this is unbeatable.
No, we
And
can't win this game ever.
yeah, so that is what happened there. So that is Flip Ships, and I highly recommend it. It's a dexterity game. So if you have time to take a look at that one,
Great. Yeah, that's a great game.
it's really
I was
good.
going to say, I didn't realize how many flicking dexterity games are out there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I didn't realize this was a thing really until Flick of Faith was my first kind of experience of this.
Right.
But since then, there have been a few other games that we have where you're flicking stuff. But Flip Ships is a great game. And we, the other day, played it with Juliet and my mother-in-law.
Yep.
And that was great. They both loved it too.
Yeah, and it's really good. So I
Yeah.
think I like it better than like Flick 'em Up, things like it's a
Yes.
good, and it's easy to set up.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. I did notice a few things. It did help when we had played it at my mother-in-law's house. We didn't have our special board game table, so we just had like a regular table, and that was a little harder to play it on because the things you're flicking are rolling
yeah.
everywhere.
Yes.
And also you didn't have, it was a little easier in some regards because you didn't have the ledge that you're trying to flick on top of.
Yep.
So that it was easy to flick, but those things are rolling everywhere. Why when we play it at our house with our board game table, it's a little harder because you've got the edge there that makes it a little trickier. But, little things like that.
And
It's all good.
And this is a great end of the night game.
Yes.
It is like it's
palate
about 30
cleanser.
minutes.
Yeah,
Which is pretty. The last game out we did mind management like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. And at the end, we played this quickly.
Yes,
Only
just
played
to-
like half of the game.
Yeah.
But
Because it was
it's-
very late after all
right.
those mind managements.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we had to try it out.
Yeah.
So Flip Ships, that's Flip Ships.
Yep.
And that's by Renegade Games. So I definitely think you guys should try that out if you have it. It is an older game by 2017, but
Whoa, that's ancient.
yeah, I know, right? Phew, it's like chess. All right, but so that's Flip Ships.
Yes. All right. The other one that we have off the shelf is Quacks of
Quedlinberg.
Good. I was like, how on earth do I say this last name? This is a great game. We just played it for the first time recently.
Yep.
Even though I know it's been around for a little bit of time, I'm going to pull it up right now to see. It's 2018. So once again, it's ancient in the board game world. This is a push your luck game.
Which we love push your luck games.
I do love push your luck game. As soon as they said it was push your luck, I'm like, I'm there. Great game. And what you're doing is you're pushing your luck when you're pulling little coins, I guess, out of the bag, tiles out of the bag, and you're putting them on your cauldron, the number of spaces according to the number on that coin. And then if you get over 7 white coins, you bust, so you don't get to score your points and get your gold that round. You have to pick one. But yeah, it's a great push your luck game.
Right. And I agree. This one is
Yes.
one that I've been wanting to play for a while because I
Yes.
do like push your luck. I did not get a chance to play it at the con.
No, and I know
And-
several people did play it on Saturday.
Yeah,
which is
and I
great.
saw it and I was kind of looking over,
Go peeking.
I'm like, aw. So I did see it and I thought, you know what? I've got to play it. We ended up
Yeah.
playing it a couple times this week. And I do love this game. This will enter our collection because
it definitely will,
It
yes.
is quick, it is light, it is fun, and it is push your luck.
And I also liked the catch-up mechanic of the rat tails. So if you
Yeah,
got
that's
far
interesting.
behind, yet you're still able to kind of catch up pretty quickly.
Right.
That was a great added bonus.
Yep.
I really, really like that. So the leader is never really like an outright leader from the beginning. I know when we played Inca Gold a few times, we said how sometimes very early on there was a leader and then that was it.
Yeah, Inca Gold has a bad runaway
Yes.
leader, but this negates it.
No, yeah, you don't have that at all. Everyone was kind of pretty close together there that whole time, which was really good. I liked that.
And I think I like the expansions that we played with on
Yeah.
here because they don't overcomplicate the game. They just
No.
you go in and out.
Yes.
So I mean, Quacks of Quedlinberg, most people out there have probably already played this.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, definitely take a look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
Yes.
again, the name is just so bizarre.
Yeah.
But it's
I must admit, I thought it
game.
had something to do with ducks.
Yeah, no ducks.
No.
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 But,
I learned that one.
We did have the upgraded components that just feel so nice.
Oh, they did feel really good.
They had that
yes.
Azul feeling.
They
you
did,
know?
didn't they? Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so I know it comes with cardboard tokens, the actual base game does, but these upgraded components actually
Worth
just
it.
really added. We didn't have the cauldrons. That was a big, I guess, problem. But
Yes.
Yeah,
we did have
so-
a long discussion about the lack of cauldrons.
yes. But anyway, so this is Quacks of Quedlinberg, 2018. So definitely check this one out.
Yeah, great game. Yes. All right, let's do some off the presses game. Off the
Ooh,
presses?
off the press.
There we
Yes.
go. I got it. Woo.
Yes. So, okay, off the press. You're going to talk about a game that has not been released yet.
No, this is not even, maybe it's at the press right now.
I think a couple months before it comes out.
Yeah, it's very, very new.
And it's by WizKids.
It is by WizKids. How do I say the first word?
I think it's Kardashev.
Kardashev
Scale. is
Kardashev
what it is.
Scale. Okay, this is a great game. Okay. And it kind of reminds me of 2 games. And it reminds me of Splendor and Rock, Paper, Scissors.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to pull up a picture because I'm going to try and explain it correctly.
Now, when I saw them walk in with this,
Yes.
I wanted to play it because it had it has a space theme.
I was going to say it's set in space. You're building like a spaceship kind of thing.
You've got me so far.
Okay, so like great theme, right? Wins me there with theme. And then you have cards that are in the center of the table, and this is how it looks like Splendor. You've got cards at the bottom, 3 cards in the bottom row, 4 cards in the bottom row, 3 cards in the second row, 2 cards in the top row, right? And to get the cards, you have to get the resources, okay? All right? And now to get the resources, this is now how it's like rock, paper, scissors. You have a little circle dial, right? Which I tried to find the name for a circle dial. I even Googled circle dial for playing games. It's just a circular dial. But you have a circular dial. And on that circular dial, you can either put what resource you want to get that turn, or you can hit turn it to the black icon, and that will allow you to buy a card if you have all the resources. Now, the number of resources you get that turn depends on whether you win the contest between your opponent to your left. Okay, so it's like rock, paper, scissors, that if I have I don't remember the exact thing, and I couldn't find a picture of the back of the dial, but like red beats blue and blue beats red and red beats green kind of thing. So if I had a red and she had a blue, my red would beat her blue, so she would only get 1 blue, and I would get 2 red.
Now, it says it has like a take that mechanic as well.
It does have that too, because I can really kind of just, if I know she really wants to get red resources, I can prevent her from doing that. Yeah. So it does you're kind of paying attention to what other people are doing, and if you know the person to your left is going to buy a card, you might want to buy a card because you might have the first play marker, and so you'll get that card before them. And so it's you are kind of being a little bit competitive there too, which is very good too. You can be really aggressive, which I was. Surprise. But yeah, it was it was great. It was a great game. It's engine building, resource building, all of those things.
Okay, so that sounds I wanted to play it, and it looks good on the table, too.
Oh, it looked amazing. I got some great photos of this game. Now, and I also like, too, how the cards let you do special things, too. So you are paying attention to what the cards will give you little bonuses. Like, there might be a card that lets you get some type of card is now 1 less resource for buying all future cards. So you might see that there's a card on that top rung that has that particular symbol, and now that costs 1 less to buy it.
So it has some synergies you can go through.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, see, that sounds good. Now, it's about 30 minutes, it says on here to play. So it's a shorter game.
Oh, yeah, it was very quick.
Which is great.
I wanted to say it took us 20 minutes, and that was with us stopping a few times.
Now, weight-wise, would you say it's hard? Is it not really?
No, it's not.
So early, there's no weight really on BGG.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's hard, but I always feel like that's a hard thing to say because we're so used to playing games that I don't really think of hard games as hard, And then and then you play it with someone else and you're like, whoa. But like Patricia and I played it, and we both really enjoyed it.
Really?
So yeah, we both thought it was a great game. I would say it could be a game for like your main event of the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds, I really want to play that.
But it also could be a palate cleanser. If you played it a couple of times, it could be a palate cleanser too. I guess it could be both, depending on who you're playing with.
Okay. I mean, the artwork on it looks incredible.
Yes.
I'm looking at the cards right now on BGG.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, the images of it look really...
Yeah, it was really good. It looks great.
I mean, it's WizKids, so they usually have good artwork anyway.
Yeah, it was a great game. When we can buy this, I definitely want to add this to the game order. It was really great. It was fantastic. Patricia really liked it too. We were both saying how we want to buy it, but we can't because we've got to wait.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking at, the artwork looks just...
It looks great.
I was going to say stellar, but then I saw the word stellar on an actual card here. And I thought...
And the little spinning dials too.
Yep.
They're like thick and solid. They're not like flimsy.
Okay.
Which is, I think, a good thing too.
Wow.
Yeah. And I should add too, you're doing all that, the selecting of what you want to put on your dial, you do that in secret, and then you all turn them over at the same time.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So that happens too. Sorry, I forgot that little minor detail.
There's a
There's a lot. That's what I mean. It really depends on who you're playing this game with.
All right. So All right, and that's Kardashev Scale, right?
Yes.
If you didn't need to look it up, it is spelled Kardashev Scale.
There you go. I took
It's
a
by Whiz
photo.
Kids.
I took a photo of the box just so I could remember how to spell the game.
Yeah, we'll throw it on it'll be on our Instagram, so if you guys follow us on Instagram.
This was a great game. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so-
people would really enjoy it.
All right, well, good. And I think it says 2022, so it'll be out the next month or two.
Hopefully.
So, all right. Now, finally, the last one off the press is
Yes.
going to be Super Mega Lucky Box.
Yes, or as we like to call it, Super Fun Box.
Super Fun Box.
Yes.
And we have not reviewed there is
No.
a review on our channel from it. Dana, another guy from Mainly Games, actually did a video review of it. And we have played it several times. We actually played it again this week.
Yep.
And I tried to think of a good way to explain what this game is. It's a bit of a roll and write, and it's kind of like bingo with combinations.
I was going to say bingo on steroids.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
when you say bingo style with combos, it doesn't really sell the game.
No, it doesn't. No, we got this game at Gen Con, and I must admit it was one of the games that we got at Gen Con that when I first started, I was like, oh, this was a stupid buy. Like, why did we buy this game?
Yeah.
Then we played it, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad we got this game.
Oh,
But at first I was like, what? And then even people trying to explain it to me, they never really sold it on their description to me. I was like, but this sounds lame. But no, it's not lame. It's a great game. So I really like it. I realized when we were playing it just the other day, actually, that all the cards that you're turning over are different every round. For some reason, I thought they were the same cards every round. They're not. They're different. So it really is a luck of the draw of what cards you get out each round.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how I missed that the first 1,000 times.
The
but
one thing I did realize about this
Yeah.
is the fact that you really need to have the right cards when you flip over.
Correct, you do, yes.
Because sometimes there's an 8 or whatever that shows up and you have no 8 to mark off on your cards.
We were teaching this game
Yep.
and then we thought, hey, let's just play around, and the cards that I had picked my first time
Yep.
didn't have a 4, 5, or 6 on it. And that first round, we drew like 2 4s, 2 5s, 2 6s. And so I think the first round, I only marked off like one card or something. And I was like, this was terrible. I didn't pick. The first time, the little squares that have all the numbers on it,
Right.
you do have to pick 3 different cards that have a variety of all the numbers. Because otherwise, you're going to miss out very quickly and get behind.
And that's what
Yeah.
happened too. And I lost this game really badly last time as well.
Yes.
But I think I tried to diversify too much. You kind of have to focus on what you want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a really fun. Again, it's a quick game. It's a very
The first
quick game.
time we played this game, I lost bad.
Yeah,
And now I've kind of learned the knack of it. You've got to get the squares with your numbers. You have to get a range of numbers. You have to be able to gain your lightning. You need to get cards that have lightning because those will save you later on in the game.
Right.
So now I know, and now I'm not losing. I don't think I've ever won a game, but I'm not coming in like last by like a lot anymore.
Yeah, and that's
which is nice. Yoo-hoo.
now there's
Progress.
a playthrough there's a playthrough and a review on our YouTube channel, and I think Dana reviews it solo because
Okay.
it is solo where you can kind of keep beating your own score over and over. But it's one of those. I think it's going to come back. I think it's in our game room now.
Yeah.
And mainly because the box is sitting next to me, but no, I think it's going to
And we
stay
played
there
it like the other day.
because it's a very good
Yeah.
end of the night game. So again, I kind of wish they would have went a bit better with the artwork, but it's fun. It is what it is. Super light game. It's like 1.3 it's on the BGG, but
Yeah.
I think it's lower than that. But it's a very light game, and I would say not really a gateway because gamers like that. We finished up our night the other night after Atlantis Rising and Quacks. We ended up playing this,
Yep.
which is good. So this one is a good now. Like Quacks, I think is one that's a great bridge game. It's not really.
I
starter.
agree too. I was thinking it's one of those good bridge games. It could bridge people in.
Right.
And I think it also could be people who've never played games before. I think they would like it. I don't feel like there are that many steps to it.
You're talking about Quacks, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, I agree. And Super Mega Lucky Box, I think is just a good. I think it's a good game for anyone,
Yeah.
starter or whatever.
And I was thinking too, if you get enough of the square cards, you could do it with more people too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could kind of expand it if you need to on those big game nights and stuff.
Yeah, because it says up to 8. Oh, it says up to 6. You can do a lot more than 6.
You
I
could,
think.
yeah.
You could just do a big bingo hall with this.
That's what I was thinking. If you got lots of those little square cards with the numbers, you could easily.
Yeah, and I think that's why we bought a couple of them. My friends bought some too, just so we could have one night and just do a big.
Yeah.
Just a big game night.
Yeah.
You
You could kind of do it how AEG did their Tiny Towns on the AEG Big Game Night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have a lot of people
Yeah,
that
have
do
a
it
lot of
that way.
people, but have their own little sets of cards ready to go.
We might
Yeah.
try that. We might try next time and do like 16, 20 people. Super mega lucky fun box.
Whoa.
Happy fun box.
Happy,
So,
mega fun, happy box.
okay, so that is our
Yes.
off the press reviews.
Yes.
So, you know what? We went back to, we just slammed everything last time, and now we went back to all positive reviews.
All positive reviews. Yes.
Which is sad. I'm trying to think anyone that was not really, there was nothing really not positive this time.
No, I was trying to think. Was there
Yeah.
anything I didn't like? But I
No.
liked it all. I must admit, with flip ships, I'm not good at dexterity games, but I
No.
do enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah.
I did like flip ships, and
I love
and
flip
again,
ships.
it's
Even though
just, it's just fun to say. Isn't
it is very fun to say.
Flip
You-
ships. Flip ships.
Yeah, flip ships.
Careful, flip ships.
Yes.
All
I know
right.
I almost said it the wrong way.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are reviews for everything today. And again, like the podcast, shoot us an email at
Yes.
show@mainlygames.com. And you can go to mainlygames.com. You can also follow us on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on Twitter. We don't do the whole tweeting thing, but we are on
Maybe because
Facebook.
board games is a bit of a visual thing.
It is. We tweet pictures and stuff, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
really keep up with it. But our Instagram page, we're on there quite a bit, and
Yes,
Facebook page.
yes.
And also, even if you're not down here in Florida, feel free to follow us on Gamers of the Gulf Coast. It's a nice place to keep up on
And now
board game stuff.
we've got another game day coming May 7th. So now you do have times to plan your vacation.
And you know what? May is a perfect time to come down here to
Yes.
Florida.
Cheap
see
hotels.
the beach, see the bubble room.
Yep.
Come down, and it's a free retreat.
There you
I
go.
mean, how often do you get that?
Never.
So, so again, come on, guys, email us.
Yes.
We'd love to hear from you guys.
Absolutely.
Don't wait until we insult your game, Cthulhu, or whatever it is. But, but anyway, I want to thank you guys again for listening.
I know this has been awesome.
Yes, and we'll see you this week when we are on Valentine's Day, and we're live streaming.
I'm
2
so
solo
nervous
games.
playing this, my first live stream solo. Oh my
on
goodness.
Valentine's Day,
I know.
like a loser.
I know. Oh,
Yeah,
by
we're gonna do
myself.
it.
I should stop singing, shouldn't I?
I know,
Yeah.
you're really good.
Yeah.
So,
Oops.
okay, all right. Hey, thanks, guys.
Have a great night.
All right, bye.
Bye.